Thank you for joining us today for our Lunch and Learn session. We're excited to have you here as we take this opportunity to learn something new. Today's session is focused on Special Olympics Missouri, presented by Jocelyn Diehl, Regional Program Director. Let's get started. Jocelyn, feel free to jump right in.
Thank you, Linda. Hi, everyone. My name is Jocelyn. I'm the program director in the St. Louis office for Special Olympics Missouri, as she noted. And I also have our development director on. Her name is Kellen Wolters, and she'll be chatting with us in a few minutes as well. We're excited for this opportunity to share some resources about getting your child more involved in Special Olympics, or if they are already, letting you know what other resources in addition to our sport opportunities are available to you. And so we'll give you kind of a bird's eye view of what our programming looks like today. But of course, we'll stay on for any questions and show our contact information for the St. Louis office at the end of this presentation. So you may contact us with any other questions offline. I am going to start us with a little video from Special Olympics Incorporated, which is our international organization. And then I'll get into a couple PowerPoint slides. But for that video first.
I know a boy in Africa who lived his life in chains. I know a girl in India locked in a prison. I know children who are told they aren't human. All over the world, they are hidden away, shunned into shame, without anybody knowing their names. But I know their names. The names are Dion and Simon, Miriam, and Florence. Their names are resilience, hope, determination, courage. The names are freedom. They have strengths the world hasn't seen yet. Who am I? I am a human being with a champion inside waiting to get out. Together, we can unleash the human spirit, teach tolerance, and we will all know their names.
There are worldwide opportunities available to your son or daughter through Special Olympics. We have national and world games that your child can advance to, but we're focusing today on more local opportunities. Special Olympics Missouri is focused on sports programming, but we also have a lot of different other pieces involved, and it's mainly focused on giving your child or our athletes the best possible leadership and total person programming. So not only are we focused on our sports programming, but also giving you some opportunities within the community to grow and lead. And so we'll kind of focus on all of those throughout this Lunch and Learn. But Special Olympics Missouri, of course, is one of the states offering this programming. All of the states within the country do offer Special Olympics of some kind, and the way they function through their programming and the sports they offer may differ from state to state, but overall, the programming looks very similar. There's a lot of things like the Small Steps or Young Athlete program that's rolled out nationwide. So that's a program that we're co-sharing with the Down Syndrome Association, and any of our athletes are eligible with an intellectual disability of any kind. Our competition programming starts at age 8. And so we do have that young athlete or small steps programming that gives your child the gross motor skills that they may need to then join our programming once they turn 8. We have a lot of crossover of our athletes with the population that's being served by Down Syndrome Association. A lot of our athletes, and you saw from that initial video, do have Down syndrome. And so I think there is potential for a lot of your children to gain opportunities from our services here and with Down syndrome. I'm sure you've already been well engaged in what they're offering. We've got, I'll list our sport offerings here in just a moment, but we offer programming in St. Louis, the 8 counties in and around St. Louis City, and we have all of that offered for no cost. So all of our competitions, most of them offer a meal of some kind or a snack, and the competition itself is at no cost to your families. Here is a list of what we're offering in the St. Louis area. We've got these sports offerings, and they truly are competitions. So your child doesn't have to be well-versed in swimming or golf to participate. They do have 8 weeks of training leading up to our first competition. And so coaches are either training our athletes for the first time in those sports or really refining their skills. And for all of these competitions, we have a wide variety of age and ability. So like I said, everything from age 8 and up. Some of our athletes are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. Bowling is popular for some of our athletes that may have aged out of our track and field or court sports. We've developed opportunities with Top Golf and Chicken and Pickle in the area. So there are some competitions and practice opportunities through those groups. And this is a list of the counties that we serve. Our office is in Brentwood, very close to the DSA office, also in Brentwood, but we, through this office, serve all of these counties. And then through the counties outside of what's listed, we do have area offices all over the state of Missouri that are offering these and similar programs across the state. So we compete locally and then have opportunities for our athletes to advance on to statewide competitions that kind of function like a school athletic schedule. We've got 3 competitions statewide per calendar year. And so every season is ultimately culminating in a statewide competition, and then we'll move on to the next. All right, so I will pause on that slide for a moment just to take in the sports and the counties that I mentioned.
I love that you're doing pickleball, by the way.
Yes.
Way to keep up in the, I don't know, it just seems like it's like one of the cool kind of sports to be involved in now.
It's gotten very popular.
And our ambassador our ambassador that works here does the powerlifting.
Yes.
So I know all about powerlifting too. So it's definitely good to see those examples.
Beautiful. This is just a fun little graphic that is a roadmap of how we can meet your child at whatever age they're in. We have resources starting at birth for serving an athlete or a child with intellectual disabilities of any kind. And as I mentioned, when they're between 2 and 7 years old, we have some more motor skill function programming, and sorry about that. When they turn 8, we do have our more competitive programming. So all of that is available to our folks of any age. Once we have athletes that are out of school age, within special school district and all of the districts around the area outside special school district, there are Special Olympic opportunities available. And then outside of school age, there's still a lot to be involved in. So our our athlete population that are 21 and older still have a lot of community teams available to them. So any of those resources kind of follow them through their life's path. I'm going to turn it over to Kellen, and she's going to speak about some of our programming outside of our athletic competition.
Thanks, Jocelyn. As mentioned, my name's Kellen Walters. I'm the development director in the St. Louis office. And I'm very excited to share some opportunities with you all that are not necessarily in the competition realm. And the first of those is the Athlete Leadership Program. We refer to it as ELPS. These are higher level education type classes. We hold ELP sessions twice a year. In our headquarters office in Jefferson City, we invite athletes to come, and what they would do is they would choose a track that you see here. So for example, the health track, and they would get very specific classes to those within that track. And then they would have homework assignments that they complete throughout the rest of the year. And then they would come and they would have a graduation ceremony. So for example, some of our athlete leaders serve on our committees. They also we have athlete leaders that are on our board. All of these tracks allow our athletes to find something that they may be interested in and learn more about that skill, and give them additional skills to help them succeed, not only in the ALPS program, but then out in the world for employment as well. So you can see here, we have a wonderful coaching track. So we encourage our athletes that have been competing with Special Olympics for years to then transition to a coaching role within our programming as well. We also have public speaking opportunities all across the state, but specifically here in St. Louis. There's multiple speaking opportunities, and if our athletes go through the Global Messenger training, then part of that homework assignment is to participate in some of those speaking engagements. So this is just a very quick little snapshot of what the ALPS program can offer. The next program that I would like to talk about is the Healthy Athletes program. This is personally one of my favorites. As you can see, we have multiple different health opportunities that we try to bring to our competitions and just programming around the state. So for Fit Feet, they will have their feet checked out by an orthopedic doctor, and be advised on insoles or how they can better their footwear. Same thing with hearing or dental screening, or opening eyes, which is a vision screening. So these are actual medical screenings that are taking place at our sporting competitions or other programming that we have. This again is offered at no cost to the athlete, and then there will be follow-up afterwards if it is recommended that an athlete have a hearing aid, for example, where they can go and they can get that completed. So this is a wonderful program that we offer, and we love to bring it in the St. Louis area, our area spring games, and allow our athletes to participate in these health screenings that are so important.
Thanks, Kellen. Through the world of Special Olympics, we're lucky enough to have such a large reach to any individuals with intellectual disabilities. And a lot of studies have been done about the benefits of involving your child in Special Olympics, including in the working world. A lot of our athletes are more inclined to hold employment just because of the skills that they're learning on the playing field. And so some of these opportunities are to better equip your child to be in the community as a board member or as a more fit person that's not always just competing in these sports, but has these opportunities to be a leader. And just we've found through these studies that a lot of our athletes aren't getting the medical attention that they need through just their normal physical care. And so the screenings are giving them opportunity to maybe have someone more trained in dealing with athletes with intellectual disabilities to really check them out and make sure that they're functioning at the highest level possible. To do that, to go through any of those screenings or be an athlete leader, you would fill out an application for your child to participate. And this is a link to do so through our website. All of our resources are on our website at somo.org. And I'll put that up on the screen here in a moment. But we recently redid our online application, so it's something that you can easily, as a parent or guardian, complete online or through your phone. And as of this January, excuse me, we're no longer requiring a physical or a doctor's exam. So that was something that was required until very recently. And we were getting feedback that maybe that was leaving a child on the sidelines. Some of those physicals were a little more costly, or getting into your doctor for a yearly appointment was a challenge. So sorry. So you'll see the online application is totally applicable to you filling out by yourself. Sorry. And when submitting, your child is then ready to participate. Once we get that application, which is immediately submitted online, we'll help find a team offering the sport that you're most interested in and practicing as close to where you live as possible. And we'll provide you with a welcome letter that gives you the contact information of those teams and those head coaches so you can reach out and get on their email list for more information about their program. Most of our coaches are out finding free opportunities or practice spaces for your child. So a lot of our practices are free to you as well. Some of them that we're not able to get space donated, usually pool space is hard to find, a bowling alley practice space. We're getting discounted rates, but they do have a small practice cost to pass along to parents or families. And a lot of our teams are doing fundraising to offset that as well. But that could be a small cost to you that you may discuss with your coaches. You're getting into a team and joining some of their practices. But like I said, we've got pretty much 3 seasons that go across the whole calendar of the year. Some of our athletes, like the ambassador that Linda mentioned, does almost every of the 13 or 14 sports that we offer in the St. Louis area. And so that may be 2 or 3 sports a season. Right now, for the winter season, we're into bowling and basketball. And then come March and April, our spring season will begin, which is track, swimming, volleyball, soccer, and powerlifting. So you're welcome to involve yourself in as many or as few of those as you'd like. And it's just a matter of getting in touch with those coaches and making sure that their practice times work for you. We recommend 8 weeks of training leading up to our first competition. So coaches are kind of spacing that out as they get into each season. And most of our teams are practicing for just an hour to once a week. So hopefully that is easy to fit into your schedule. I'm sharing our contact information so you can get more engaged or ask any questions about how to do so.
I just want to share a big thank you to Special Olympics Missouri and their sharing their expertise with us.